welcome back to the channel. My name is Rico Tensai, and I like to speak my mind. Today, we're going to talk about, I guess, being in the box and just how we're always labeled to only be like one thing. And I think it's because at a young age, people had to stop daydreaming and stop using their imagination and stop being creative, because at a certain point, it becomes too childish, and we need to stop that, and you have to grow up. But then eventually, when you grow up, someone's going to tell you, hey, you need to do this one assignment, and you have to be creative. But you're the same people who tell me, you told me not to be creative, but now you want me to be creative. It's like, what do you want from me? Adults will always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I had no idea. I'm pretty sure a younger version of me probably just wanted to become, like, I don't know, probably like a Power Ranger, if anything, because that's maybe the greatest thing that you could probably ever be. Is like, it's basically you're a superhero, but like, I think it was mainly because like I was part of a team and we're all like, and we're all basically like superheroes, but like 10 times better. I would have, yeah, of course, I would have loved to just be a Power Ranger as a kid. But then I remembered, of course, I understand that even at a young age, yes, Power Rangers aren't real, so I can't be that. And then I had to really think like, okay, what else can I become? And then I remembered I had this conversation with one of my uncles, and he said that when I gave him an answer like, oh, I want to be a fireman, right? So then he tells me like, oh, firemen don't really get paid that much, so maybe you should like pick something else. But in my head, I was like, what does that mean? They don't get paid? Like, why does that matter? And then as you get older, you realize that you need a certain job that pays well so that you can survive in this world. It's just funny how very innocent I was of that idea of like, I needed to have a job, but then I also have to make a certain amount of money, and I can't just get a job just to get a job. And then as you get older, you realize you have two options. Either you work a, fun job where, you're surrounded by like pretty, decent people, but you don't get paid that much, or you work at a job that pays you a lot, but you're surrounded by a lot of bad people. Bad meaning like they're very negative, or they're just not great people to be around. And that's the decisions that you have to make as you get older, and it sucks. Bringing it back to being labeled, it's tough having to be labeled when you want to do so many things, but then the thing that stops you is job or money, and it's just you can't do that because you can do that, but like, for example, if let's say I work as a cashier but on the side let's say I do YouTube, right? I want to be known as a YouTuber, but society will only label me as cashier because that's all you are good for, and because the money is surrounded by that job, you are now a cashier. You can't be anything else unless you have multiple jobs, and I hate that idea. I don't like that idea. I don't know if that made sense bringing it, coming back around, but it's just like I hate it. That's why part of me has so many different like hobbies, because I don't like being labeled as one thing. Because whenever you get a job, I feel like you're only labeled as that, and you can't do anything else. I do different hobbies because it's fun. I don't do different hobbies because I want to get paid from it. Sure, it'd be nice to get paid from it, but it's not the idea that I really have. Because I don't know if it would be different with YouTube. I think for me, YouTube might be the only job that I'm okay being labeled as a YouTuber, because technically I can do anything on my channel. Because it's not just, for example, I can change my YouTube channel to, if it's not just vlogs, I could change it to podcasts. I could change it to anime reviews. I could change it to movie reviews. I could change it to a lot of things. Then I think that's the cool thing that I like about having the title or having the job as a YouTuber, is just because I don't have to only be one thing. As a YouTuber, yes, the title is YouTuber, but at the same time, I don't feel like I need to only just make videos. That's it. It's like, no, you can do other things. I could still do a hobby and just record that hobby, and people are gonna be like, sick, we want more of that. I could do so many different things, and that's the only job that I would love to have. And that's the only job that I guess that I'm trying to work on, or just try to obtain by trying to do this whole YouTube challenge. And after this YouTube challenge is over, I'm gonna try to get better at just making videos in general, so that I can be able to still be me, of just exploring different hobbies and being, jack of all trades, while having a job that I don't mind being labeled as. I think that's the problem. Maybe that's the title of the video. I don't know. It started off being in a box, and then it kind of went from imagination, then it went from being back to YouTuber. But hopefully this video makes sense of, I guess, how I feel about labels and jobs, because I don't know if that's contradicting with what I'm saying. I would want a job that I don't mind being labeled as, because that job requires me to do multiple things, which I consider YouTube. Okay, great. That's what I'm trying to say. I consider YouTube as the only job where you can be multiple things. Doesn't mean that you have to do multiple things, but I can. And I like that option of, oh, I can still do this while making money from YouTube. And that's really dope. So that'd be great, YouTube, if that could happen. But manifesting, writing it down every single day, at least I'm doing something. And I'm tired of not doing anything. Quote that I've been trying to always repeat to myself lately is the whole falling is an accident, but staying down is a decision. And I love that quote now. So I'm trying to remember that every single day. Every time I feel lazy to post a video, I have to remember that quote. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. It doesn't matter if it's 1 view, doesn't matter if it's 10 views. I appreciate anyone who's listening or watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new topic.